My boyfriend crashed my car without telling me, and when I confronted him, he chose to lie to my face. Now, he's dodging my calls. So, is this enough to break up with him? I, 32 female, have been with my boyfriend, 35 male, for a little over 3 years. Every once in a while, I let him drive my car, when his is low on gas, or when he has a good parking spot and doesn't want to move, etc. A couple of weeks ago, I got a call from my insurance company. They needed a statement about an accident. What? For 45 minutes, I told the rep there had to be a mistake. There was no accident. Then she said, "We have a report that boyfriend's name was in an accident in a parking lot on this date, driving his girlfriend's car." Oh. I called him immediately. He denied everything. I explained the call. Then he went, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." He'd been dodging calls from the insurance company for over a month, and he never told me. There was no damage to my car, so I had no idea. Yesterday, I was trying to sort things out with insurance. I needed him to make a statement, but he wouldn't respond, ignored my texts, declined my calls. When I finally got through, he texted, "I'm with my parents, okay?" I told him this was serious. He replied, "I don't want to fight in front of my parents." This isn't a fight, I just need details. Silence. So I sent a blunt text. Something like, "You can't even show me the respect to take my call about something serious. This isn't a real relationship to you." More silence. 2 hours later, I tried calling again. He answered, "I don't have the energy to do this with you right now. I'm painting. I don't want to talk." And "What about me? What about my feelings?" He scoffed. "What about you?" Then he hung up. I haven't heard from him since. I know he's waiting for me to break down and reach out. That's how it's always been. But this time, I don't know what to do. I feel frozen in shock and pain. What should my next step be? Update 1. It is 12:15 p.m. My time and still not a word from this fool. He gives no damns. I am done. Update 2. So he contacted me. The text I just got was, "We have the kind of love that was forged in adventure and sealed in the bedroom." What? Not mention of the accident or the fight? How do I even respond to this comments? Comment 1. I don't see how this is our problem if it was your car. Well, we found where he gets it from. Response seriously, here's the thing. If it had been me and his car, you'd best believe his family would expect me to pay for any damages. And they have stupid money. Comment 2. Holly poop balls. This is crazy. And his mom. I guess you don't have to wonder how he ended up like this. Best of luck to you. And in the immortal words of my late father, better alone than with an asshole. Response, yeah. His mom was never really my biggest fan, but I didn't expect a total shirk of responsibility here. Comment 3, that sucks. I mean, it's baffling that he can't just own up to a fender bender. They're pretty common. And while a small hassle, ultimately not a big deal. On the plus side, you've obviously dodged a huge bullet. Response on the real, something that would have taken up 30 minutes of my life has now ended a relationship and resulted in a lawsuit because this mofo can't face reality. Update 3, you guys, I can't. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you for the responses I received. It is below for your reference in case you missed the comedic crap show that is this recent life experience. I was straight up blown away by the support, suggestions, and compassion I was shown by total strangers. Some of y'all had me dying laughing in one of the crappest times of my adult life. A very kind gentleman from Scotland even offered to pay for my daughter and me to go out to a nice meal together because he noticed in the thread that I mentioned I was a single mom. You guys are the best. So I know most of you said to ghost him, but I just couldn't. While undoubtedly that is what he deserved, I needed to hear from his perspective why he thought any of this was okay before I could close the door. And honestly, I'm glad I did, because it solidified for me that this relationship was an excellent learning experience, that I had done my learning, and it was time to move the F on. His avoidance of the situation was explained by his thinking it wasn't that big of a deal. He said that he didn't understand why this lady was making such a big fuss about her bumper and that I was unreasonably upset about it, so he didn't want to talk about it until I had calmed down. Oh, hell no. I kept it together until I got his side of the story. According to him, they were both backing out of their parking spots and smacked into each other. He was all the way out of his spot. She was halfway out of hers when, bang. I literally dialed the phone and sat with him while he called the insurance rep and gave his statement. He was found at fault due to him being all the way out of the spot. I'm not 100% sure what this means for me, my policy, or my pocket yet as far as the relationship. Gone. When he came over to talk, I had all his things packed up. I tried to explain how hurt and disappointed I was about his actions, and told him that I could no longer trust him because of how terribly he handled this situation. He said, "I crap you not. Oh, please. You just set a fire and expected me to come to your rescue and put it out, and when I didn't, you threw a fit. I'm sorry. I just didn't have the energy to put out your fire. This is your goddamn fire, set by your crap actions and fueled by your avoidance." I burst into tears, handed him his bag, and said I needed him to leave now. I told him anything of mine left at his place, he can throw away or leave there until his next victim or mother comes and cleans it for him. Speaking of his mother, I did listen to you and craft a very detailed email to her with him. CC'd. I explained what happened and then asked her for his driver's license number and policy name and ID number just in case it's needed. Her response was, "I'm very sorry that you are having to deal with all this, but I don't see how this is our problem if it was your car. I feel like this whole family is a bunch of lizard people sent to Earth to make me question my reality. Anyway, single at 32 again. Woot. I'm sad as frick, but trying to focus on the plus side. As someone said, cutting a bunch of dead-ass weight. Thanks again for all the love and laughs. Oh, and yes, once it is determined how much this is going to affect my rates in my pocket, I will be taking his cartoon quoting as to small claims court. I have already spoken to my attorney about it. Much love, Pixie."